Do you have crafty fears? Maybe it's a new technique or new tools. Top of my list until recently was acrylic paint. Yes, acrylic paint. The stuff kindergartners use. Don't even ask because I don't know why. A while ago, I really embraced the gel plate, and even though everyone else was using with acrylic paints, I thought it wasn't for me. I used it with my Catherine Pooler inks and with my watercolor powders, and I got some pretty beautiful results, but something was holding me back from trying it with acrylic paints. I didn't really understand how they would layer up, and I wasn't sure how hard it would be to clean it up. And those bottles are huge. What if I didn't like it? Then my friend Jerry came to the rescue, as she often does, and she used the cutest little shimmer paints in one of her videos. Cute little bottles? Oh yes. Shimmer? Yes, please. I've got my 5x7 gel press and a stack of Nina index cardstock cut in half. This cardstock is thicker than printer paper but thinner than cardstock, and I really like how it works for gel printing. And I've got these sweet little Dilutions shimmer paints in some bright colors, along with my Brayers and a place to roll off the excess paint. I don't really love the flip tops on these paints. They kind of get in the way, and it's not that easy to keep them clean, but oh man, look at the shimmer. I rolled it all out with my Brayer, and for my first print, I'm just going to do a half page of solid color, both to create a base and just see what I think. And I think I'm in love. It reminds me of a silk scarf that my mother-in-law brought me from India. To build some layers, I added some more paint to the press, and I put the Batik square stencil from a Colorful Life Designs on top. Then I put down that first print, smoothed it down with my hands, really trying to get pressure on top of the stencil to pick up the ink from the press. I got some subtle pattern on top of the darker color, and it's pretty. But wait. Next, I just put down another piece of white paper to pull up what was left on the plate, and check it out. It's so pretty. Now I'm going to make a few more and then just share all my cards at the end, and I made quite a few. This time I'm trying something a little different. I put down dots of paint along the bottom of the gel press. Then I rolled my Brayer over top, just 2 colors at a time, to create more of a gradient. I did the blue and pink first, then I rolled off the excess, and then the orange and yellow. Again, I'm building a base, and I just put down a piece of paper, no stencil yet. So pretty. Then I did the 3 colors up the side, yellow, pink, and blue. See what I mean about those lids getting in the way? I rolled horizontally this time, blending the colors in the same way and rolling off before moving to different colors. And then I put the stencil down again, and I used the base print to create my next print. You can really see the paint layering up here to create a pretty pattern. Next, to remove the remaining paint from my press, I used that very first base print that only has very subtle texture at this point. And oh my gosh, look at that! I love how these colors are mixing and shimmering, and I'm getting the pattern, but it's not quite clear. It's just enhancing those blended colors. This paint is drying, so now I'm using some white paint. This is from Dina Wakley, and it has screw-off tops, which means they're not in the way, but I guess you might lose them or mix them up. Anyway, I'm spreading a thin layer of this white paint over top of the paint that's dried on the plate. The paint has to be wet for it to stick to the paper, but the white will also stick to the colors that are on the plate and hopefully pull everything up for another pretty pattern. Oh my, another beauty! I kept going and going. I never got the same thing twice, even though sometimes I tried to. And then I sat down and I just made cards and cards for days. I've listed the supplies I've used for each card, and I'll just play some music as you watch. I think there's about 13 of them in total. You can pause and screenshot if there's one that you're particularly interested in, and then I'll check back in with you at the end of the video before you leave. Just so you know, because I know someone will ask, I washed that stencil with soapy water the same day and I had no trouble getting all the paint off. Now, do you have any crafty fears? What's holding you back? I'm glad I got over this one, and next on my list of crafty fears to tackle is going to be, well, I'll let you know when I get there. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.